Hey high school seniors, ready to create your college list? Let's begin by exploring three key factors: academic qualifications, finances, and personal preferences. We're focusing on the first, academic qualifications today. Before we dive into critical admission criteria, let's talk exceptions for a moment. If you fall into these categories, your admission might follow different rules: legacy or significant donation ties, minority, strong religious affiliation, or underrepresented background, impressive sports or artistic talents, major national or international awards, like excelling in the International Math Olympiad, noteworthy achievements, such as starting a successful business or publishing influential research papers. These exceptions can create unique opportunities in the admission process. Next, let's delve into the academic essentials colleges check when considering your eligibility. Your SAT/ACT scores, GPA, and class rank are the vital factors that can open the door to that acceptance letter. Regarding your SAT/ACT scores, the crucial benchmarks to keep in mind are the 25th and 75th percentiles of incoming students. Here's the scoop: in the common dataset, the 25th percentile means that 25% of students scored at or below that point. On the flip side, the 75th percentile indicates that 75% of students scored at or below that mark. Some colleges might also provide a 50th percentile value, giving you a sense of the middle ground. When it comes to SAT/ACT scores, your composite score is the big player in showcasing your capabilities. If it meets or surpasses the 75% threshold, that's a great sign. You can consider it a target or safety school. You're in a good spot. Now, if your score falls between the 25% and 75% thresholds, it's a bit of a balancing, closer to 75%. Still a solid choice for a target school, closer to 25%. Be cautious about putting it on your list. But if your composite score drops below the 25% threshold, it's more of a dream school, though it might be a bit of a reach. Let's break it down with an example. Imagine you've got a composite SAT score of 1510. Checking Stanford's common data set, you'll notice their 25th percentile is 1500. You're just below the academic mark compared to other applicants. So, Stanford might lean more towards a dream school for you. Now, shift your attention to the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Your score lines up well with their 75th percentile threshold. That means it's a wise choice for a target or even a safety school. You're in a good position there. Those score ranges in the common data set are like your roadmap to how SAT/ACT scores stack up among incoming students. Here's the deal: check where your score fits within these ranges. It's your shortcut to see if you've got what it takes academically. For instance, if your SAT composite falls in the 1200 to 1399 range, it's a bit of a warning sign. Your chances of meeting the academic requirements might be a bit tougher. Now, let's talk GPA, a major player in the admission game. But here's the deal: not all colleges share the nitty-gritty details of GPA, like whether it's weighted or unweighted. That's where the common data set comes in handy. It shows a GPA score range, revealing what percentage of students fit into various brackets on a 4.0 scale. Find where your GPA falls within that range. For instance, if most students are in the 3.75 to 3.99 and 4.0 range, and your GPA lands there, you're in a strong position. That's a solid qualification, and you can consider adding the college to your list. On the flip side, if your GPA is in a very low percentile, approach with caution. Admission chances might be more challenging in that scenario. Class rank can also factor into your academic qualifications. But here's the deal: fewer colleges provide class rank data compared to GPA and SAT/ACT. When you do find it, focus on the percent distribution. If your class rank is in the top 10%, that's a green light for adding the college to your list. You're in a strong position, but things get more complex depending on the college's competitiveness. Landing in the top 25% or top 50% might not be as advantageous. For instance, consider Yale. If you're not in the top 10%, your chances are quite slim because they admit only a tiny 6% of students outside of the top 10% of their graduating classes. Sure, you can search for SAT/ACT GPA and class rank data on college websites through sources like US News or in the common data set. But let's face it, it's a bit of a drag. That's where collegeinsight.ai comes to the rescue. It's a game changer that saves you time and effort. Here's the deal: your SAT/ACT scores, GPA, or class rank data are all we need. We'll work our magic and calculate a nifty number called the match index. This number reveals how well a college fits your academic profile. It's based on your GPA, SAT/ACT scores, and class rank, as long as we have both your info and the college's data. Let's use an example. You have a GPA of 3.9, an SAT score of 1530, and an ACT score of 34. Our algorithm then goes to work to see how UPenn matches your academic profile. For GPA, you get a score of 4. And for your SAT score, it's a 5. For your ACT score, it's a 5. Averaging those, your match index lands at 4.67. That's a strong result. UPenn is definitely a worthy addition to your college list. Here's another handy feature. You can easily compare your SAT, ECT, and GPA with all the colleges on your list. These charts give you a straightforward view of where your scores stack up against the rest. It's a quick way to figure out which college aligns best with your academic profile. But here's the icing on the cake for our premium members. We take things up a notch. Let's say you're eyeing UPenn. We'll hook you up with a comparison against other Ivy colleges. And we've got another group lined up too. A collection of the cream of the crop when it comes to private colleges. So you'll get that extra layer of insight. So, there you have it, finding your perfect college match made easy with just a few simple steps from collegeinsight.ai. And here's the exciting part. We're giving you a generous 6-month trial of our premium membership plan. Sign up today, and you've got the next half year to explore the platform completely free of charge.